everyone. Speaking to this episode of Page 3 on News9 is extremely pretty and very talented and old friend Raashii Khanna. Hi Rashi, how are you?
Hi, Sakshi, I'm good. How are you?
I am good too. I'm meeting you after the Sabarmati report. But
Yes.
last time I couldn't ask you one question that I'm really interested about asking you is why double
Yeah.
A and double I in your name?
Oh. So basically, while I was born, बचपन से ही मेरा नाम में double A था.
Mm-hmm.
But my mom believes in numerology, so she said if we add an extra I, it'll help you in life in general. So I did it for her more than my belief. I was like, okay, I respect your belief, and it's fine. मेरा कुछ नहीं जा रहा. I'll add an extra I. So that's how it became an extra I. But an A was always there.
And I did my research well, so I know for a fact that you wanted to become an IAS officer in the past, and you're an
Yes.
amazing singer also. So how did you
Hmm.
become an actor? When did that kida came into you?
I think that kida never came to me. It was just planted in me by God. I think it was like me because मेरे family में कोई नहीं है who's an actor. I have no. I didn't even grow up watching a lot of films,
Mhm.
so I wasn't a fan of films or watching films or any of that. I was just a geek away from films, away from entertainment most of the time. And I think sometimes destiny plays a huge part in where you land up. एंड आई थिंक इट वाज जस्ट दैट मैं जैसे मॉडलिंग में घुसी कॉलेज में या उसके बाद मुझे जब फिल्म के ऑफर्स आने लग गए तो आई थिंक आई स्टार्टेड रिलिशिंग एक्टिंग ऑन सेट like on set is when I understood कि this is what I want to do for life and I'm very very grateful for it.
So Madras Cafe से अभी तक का सफर, how do you look at it, and like how if you have to map your journey, how would you put it across?
I think now when I look back, I feel like time really flies. Like अब तो 10-11 साल हो गए हैं मद्रास कैफे को आए हुए and I never thought I'd sustain for that long in the industry, to be very honest, because I don't have any backing behind me. तो मुझे लगता था कि मुश्किल होता है, to sustain, and I think that's why I was very hard on myself and I wanted to do the best that I could do. And wherever I am today is a mix of destiny and hard work. I don't want to take that away from myself. तो बहुत मेहनत करके अभी चल रहा है और अब आगे बढ़ता ही जा रहा है, and I'm very glad that today I'm able to do work in all these different kinds of industries and just enjoying my work finally. Yeah.
So let's speak about Aghathiyaa also because that recently released. What intrigued you
Mhm.
about the concept of the film?
I think the first thing was that it was a genre that I hadn't been a part of or I hadn't seen much in Indian cinema, which is horror fantasy. We all have seen horror comedies, we've seen horror films also, but I'd never seen like a proper horror fantasy film, and I was just like, okay, this is a sort of a new genre for the audience. Maybe the audience will really like it because for horror fantasy, we generally watch Hollywood films. Like we go to Hollywood films to watch special effects and all of that. There are so many films you can talk about, but इंडिया में बहुत कम ऐसी फिल्में हैं. तो
Hmm.
मुझे लगा कि ठीक, it's just like a genre defining thing, a genre defining film. Let me just be a part of it and we'll see वो कैसे बनती है. थोड़ा हमारी तरफ से भी we should give support to such films. So I
Hmm.
think for me it was more of that intrigue that okay, let me just see how it feels to be a part of a film like that drew me to Aghathiyaa. Also the story, of course, but this was like the defining thing for me to be on board for this film.
Interesting. And also, you're from Delhi, if I'm not wrong, right?
Finally, yes.
So, and you are a very prominent face. We all know you. We have seen your films. We have seen your OTT ventures. We know for a fact
Mhm.
that you are a very big face in the South Indian entertainment industry as well. So, when initially you started accepting the South Indian entertainment projects, what were the challenges apart from the language? And also, how did you overcome the language part?
See, I had to work very hard, to be very honest, and I feel like if you don't know the language, you can't really get into the hearts of people or the audience, and the audience here really wants to love their actors,
Hmm.
and they easily fall in love with the actors, and I think I just wanted to do justice to them, justice to their emotions as well when they are taking time to watch your film. I couldn't have just done ABCD and expect them to like dub my voice and put the film. Then that only shows that I have no interest even in the film that I'm being a part of or in the industry in general. I think initially I did put in a lot of effort in learning the language. Apart from the language barrier, I think the other thing is the culture of a certain place. Like I've worked in the Telugu film industry, I've worked in the Tamil industry, I've worked in the Malayalam film industry. Everywhere the culture is very different. how people are, what their moral standings are, what their virtues are. Everything is very different.
Hmm.
So I think for me to get into a character would always be difficult, because then I would have had to think like people living in that part of the country. So how a Telugu girl thinks differently, a Tamil girl thinks differently, a Malayalam, a Malayali girl thinks differently.
Hmm.
So I think for me, it was to get into character that was also not very easy, because I had to understand their traditions, their culture, and everything else apart from the language. These are the barriers that I felt in the beginning. But as much as I started doing more and more films, I think it just sort of I just understood, and I would just get into the skin of the character very easily.
So your journey in the entertainment industry precisely began from the year of 2013, right? Over the
Yes.
years, if we were to speak as of the Raashii Khanna from year 2025, what all has she noticed in terms of the changes and the evolution of the cinema, be it the Hindi cinema, be it the South Indian entertainment industry?
I think it is crazy, because I firstly never thought that people in the north would look forward to watching South films in theaters. You
Hmm.
know, there's a trend that I saw, and I was baffled by it in a very good way, because I was like, okay, finally the South films are getting their due.
Hmm.
When I got into South films, I didn't know much about the Southern film industry, and I'd only grown up watching Hindi films, if at all, whatever that I used to see.
Hmm.
And I was mind blown by so much great content that was there in
Hmm.
the bank of Souths. And I was just like, why have I not seen these films before, or why weren't they spoken about before? And I'm really glad that today there are no barriers anymore. There is no regional cinema anymore. We're just sort of permeating into each other and just trying to find a way out. And now it's totally become Indian cinema. And it would have been a very far-fetched thought some 5 years back. Pre-COVID, I think it would have been a far-fetched idea. But
Yeah.
post-COVID, things changed. I didn't know that a thing like OTT will come up, where there'll be all these films, and new talent will get so many opportunities to emerge, be it writers, be it directors, be it actors.
Hmm.
I never knew all that. I mean, there's so much that is happening today, and I think today we are a very confused lot, because we are not understanding what is working anymore and what is not working anymore.
Right.
We're very confused. If you ask me, are commercial films working? Yes, but not all commercial films are working. Is
Hmm.
content working? Yes, but maybe it's not making that much money. So what do people really want to watch? Like, I think all of us actors, directors, producers, all of us are very confused, and we're just throwing darts in the night, just trying to understand where it'll hit. I hope that it hits the bullseye. That's all we're hoping for. So I think we're all confused at this point.
So as an actor, Rashi, अगर मैं आपसे पूछूं कि what kind of an actress are you? Like somebody who would want to work on good scripts, good concept, good story, or somebody who wants to work in a project that garners more number at the box office?
See, commercial success definitely helps you come into the eyes of people, where
Mhm.
they start seeing that you exist, firstly. So, commercial
Mhm.
films are also important. You cannot say that, oh, मैं commercial नहीं करूँगी, I'll only do content. And see,
Mhm.
you can rise with content as well with your talent. Great, you can do that. But it takes longer
Mhm.
to come to the hearts of the people, or to be noticed by people. I think commercial films help you climb that ladder faster, but that commercial film also has to work. That's also important. So there's no formula as such, but I feel like for me as an actor, I want to be able to balance both commercial and content. And if there is content in commercial, great.
Hmm.
That's the ideal. Yeah.
So you have spoken about, the rise of OTT specifically after the post-COVID era, but you gifted us Farzi, you've given us Rudra. We have loved your performance over there. So I would really like to have some sort of a scoop on Farzi too.
I also want some good conversation too. I think Rajan DK are working on the final Family Man 3 product, like that. I think they're fine tuning it, and once that is out, then probably they'll start working on Fuzzy too. I know they have ideas in their head, but I don't know how much of it is on paper. And every
Hmm.
time I also ask, he's as confused as I am. So he's like, I'm also waiting. So if you get a call, you tell me also. But both of us are like waiting, because that's something that people really loved, and we obviously would love to give them what they want. But honestly, it's not in our hands, it's in Rajan DK's hand. But this I can tell you that it will definitely be made for sure.
And as per the reports, I've already heard that you are also working on another OTT project where you are heading it as well. What's the scoop on that?
So there is I don't think I can reveal many details about it, but there is a project that I am headlining. There's a show that I'm headlining, and I am not supposed to talk about it, but we started shoot for it. And apart from that, there are also some three films that I've completed in Hindi, which I can't talk about except one, which is Talako Mein Ek with Vikrant Massey.
Yeah,
But
I
there
was
are two
coming to that.
others. Is that film that I'm really, really looking forward to because I think that's a film that will resonate to a lot of people, with a lot of people, because it's called Talako Mein Ek, and there's so many divorces happening around us. It just gives you perspective on what all is happening and what can go wrong in a marriage.
Mhm.
And it's he's a fantastic actor. So just to share screen space with him and to sort of be a part of a project that's so well written and directed. It's being directed by Bodhayan Roy Chaudhary, who's also written Sector 36.
Oh.
Brilliant guy, and
Hmm.
I can't wait for the film to come out whenever it does. Um, but there are also some other things that I can't talk about, but I finished working on. Yeah.
काफी intriguing सी chat. काफी intriguing सी chat. You've got me all curious. But there's something I really want to ask you, Rashi, because um in the age of social media, I really want to ask you, how do you handle the pressure of constantly being there also and not being
Mhm.
affected by it at the same time?
I think I'm lucky that I came into the industry in general 10 years ago when there wasn't too much pressure of social media and you were judged on your craft more than how much you are being seen. I understand the importance of PR. I understand the importance of being seen,
Mm-hmm.
but not at the cost of your respect. I feel that's very important to me. And I feel like if you're too available all the time and people are anyway seeing you so much on social media, why will they spend money and watch your film? There
Hmm.
has to be a sort of mystery attached to an actor that, okay, I haven't seen her for so long. Now
Hmm.
I want to see her in a film. I want to see her film.
Yeah.
That I think is in this generation because I feel like we know too much about too many people and it's not necessary. It's
Hmm.
not necessary to be spoken about only for being seen. Like, I would want respect as an actor because that's my job. Fame is not my job, acting is my job. And I want to stick to that. So every time there's a film, you will see me giving interviews, you will see me going all out there. But otherwise, I try to stay as private as I can because I honestly have no interest in being seen all the time because it's just boring. I don't want people to get bored of my face and not watch my films because that's where I earn my bread and butter.
Also, let's circle back to the Sabarmati report. I really want to ask you because you play the role of a journalist. Let's also you've worn our shoes, right? You have done the part of the research for the film. So tell us, how was the experience, and is there any specific thing that changed in your mind with regards to the journalism fraternity?
I think I definitely have a lot more respect for them, especially for the journalists who are on field, because it's a very difficult profession to be a part of. There is so much detail, there's so much responsibility on your shoulder to because literally what comes out of your mouth can influence a generation.
Hmm.
So I think there's a lot of pressure on what goes out into the public, what information goes out, what doesn't go out. You are responsible for not just individuals but an entire nation, and the thought process of an entire generation. So I think for people who are actually going out there and trying to seek the truth, hats off to them, yeah. And it's not like I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's not like they're paid so much money for it also. It comes from their love for their job. It comes from their love for the nation, probably, that they go out there and seek all this information to give to the people. So I think I had a lot of respect for them, and sometimes at the cost of your own life. you know
Hmm.
Especially a thing like Sabarmati, when that whole incident happened, for everyone who was reporting it, it wasn't an easy place to be in, where you know that there are riots starting, and you could lose your life, but they were still there reporting from there. So I think I had immense respect for them. I had never seen journalists before like that. So that happens when you're doing a film and you go into the detailing of it, and then you just understand, dude, like, grass is always greener on the other side. So definitely had more respect for them for sure.
And last but not the least, I've got a fun rapid fire round for you also. So are
Great.
you ready for that? That would
I'm the worst
that's really
at yes. But
that's
I'll
really
try.
the fun part.
Great. Let's try. Let's do it.
Yes. So, your first question is, what's the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning?
I pray to God. That's the first thing.
Okay. If you could swap lives with any character from a movie, who would it be?
Ha! I think I'd want to be my character in Talaqo Mein. It still hasn't come out, I know, but I'd love to see where it goes from where she leaves off. Like I would
Mhm.
love to see how she is in real life. Yeah.
Okay. What's the craziest thing you have ever done on a set?
I don't think I do crazy things. I'm quite the sorted person, but I think I sometimes will play pranks when there is a funny thing that or a serious scene that we're doing, and I'll suddenly just act in a very funny way, and my co-star will start laughing. So I've done those kind of things, but not like crazy things. Yeah.
Okay. What's the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you in public?
I'm sure it would be one of the things with the thing that I'm wearing. I don't. It's happened so many times that you try to adjust yourself.
Mhm.
However you may be dressed, you're always conscious of the cameras. So I think so many times I've felt like, oh my god, like there'll be a fashion faux pas or something of that sort will happen on the carpet. That I'm always very self conscious. So it's not like a disaster that's happened yet, and I hope it doesn't happen. But yeah, just that. Yeah.
What's the one thing that you cannot live without?
One thing.
Yes.
Uh, there's there's no material thing that, yeah, clothes. I want with me wherever I am. Yeah.
What's the weirdest thing you have ever heard someone say about you?
I really wish people would say weird things about me. I don't see many weird things coming out except according to Wikipedia, I was married to someone, and I don't even know that name. I don't even know if they exist. But yeah, that was weird.
Okay. And last but not the least, like I've already said this in my introduction that you are an amazing singer. I would request you to please just sing two lines for our viewers.
Oh God, I haven't even thought of a song. Oh God, which okay. Suggest a song and I'll sing that song. I'll try to sing.
Do
Okay,
you
I have this
yes.
over my head. I'll sing. तुम बिन क्या है जीना, क्या है जीना, तुम बिन क्या है जीना, तुम बिन जिया जाए कैसे, कैसे जिया जाए तुम बिन, सदियों से लंबी है रातें, सदियों से लंबे हुए दिन, ना जाओ लौट कर तुम, ये दिल कह रहा है. That's it.
Beautiful, beautiful. I didn't want you to stop, but that was beautiful. Thank you
Oh,
so much, Rashi Khanna, for
thank
speaking to News9's page 3. It was a lovely,
you.
lovely chat. Hope to see you again and next time in our studios, not through video calls.
Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Sakshi.
Rashi. Thank you so much for speaking to us.